So let's talk about these 87,000 IRS agents that are apparently getting use of force training. I'm not like everybody else. I think it is time that we now talk about this IRS agent thing. Now, guys, last Monday I did a video kind of touching on this a little bit. Now we have a little bit more context to actually go off of. Now, guys, this right here on the surface looks a little bit concerning. And, of course, some people are probably going to be hyper concerned about it. Don't worry, we'll get to that here in a second. But before we do that, I need to kind of let you guys know why it is I've been off the tube for the past few days. I had a bit of a stomach bug last Thursday, which kind of extended all the way into Friday. Saturday, with everything that was going on with the Trump raid in Mar-a-Lago, all the facts that were coming out, which, by the way, there'll be another video out on that tomorrow here on Gear Issue 33. The two videos that I'm releasing today, one of them is on this business insider piece about the Marines, and of course this actual video right here, which we're talking about the IRS being given use of force training. That video that I just referenced will be out tomorrow, the one about the Trump raid and how to unite the right going forward. That'll be on this channel, and there'll also be another video on my main channel, John Claymore, detailing a little bit more there as well. So make sure you guys stick around for both. With that there being said, let's go ahead and talk about this. Now, guys, on the surface, 87,000 IRS agents, especially getting use of force training, is very concerning. And then you look at the actual photo of the actual training, and you see that they're not holding their pistols correctly. By the way, they have a YouTube channel, okay? I highly advise you guys go check it out and actually see exactly what they're getting trained. I have no idea why it is that these people would be throwing this type of information and telling you exactly how they're being trained and what they're doing. I have no idea why they're actually doing that, unless maybe they think that they're just too good that nobody can actually handle them. That's the only assessment I can come up with. Of course, it's not exactly uncommon for the left to be completely smug or the federal government to be smug. But I want to talk about this because wasn't the IRS, wasn't the FBI, wasn't these institutions, weren't they just temporary institutions for just a quick purpose? Like the FBI, for example, created to take down mobsters, go after street crime, go after prohibition. But now it's become like an intelligence arm, like a great big giant intelligence apparatus, which, by the way, doesn't even solve crimes anymore. I mean, when have you ever known the FBI to do something great outside the here and there thing, like in case, say, with Michigan, with Gretchen Whitmer and that entire ordeal? Other than that, I can't think of anything they've actually done that's actually any good. But don't worry, we'll talk about that more in tomorrow's video, which, by the way, will be about uniting the right, because we've been getting a lot of very, very strange takes, which, by the way, we'll go through tomorrow. But the thing is this right here. They're getting used to force training. Who do they plan on going after? They plan on going after people who make less than $450,000 a year. You see, the White House is saying that only people who are making over $450,000 a year are going to be targeted. That is not the case. You see, if you make over $450,000 a year and you come under audit, chances are you can take them to court and fight it. Now, before we go any further, let me tell you guys a very, very quick story about the IRS. I think it was 2011 or 2012, I filed a tax return and come to find out that I owed the IRS, I think it was like $500 or $600 in back taxes. I have no idea how the hell that happened. For the life of me, still couldn't figure it out. They told me that, and I sat back and I waited, and I was like, man, why should I have to, what is going on here? And, of course, I was tempted to go ahead and open up the wallet and pay them the money, which, by the way, is all I had. But then I went down to the actual Internal Revenue Service itself in the town that I live at, or the town of which I was going to school at, and actually talked to them about the situation. They went back and redid everything, and guess what they found out? They found out that I didn't owe them anything. They found out that the IRS, in fact, owed me $1,000. I had filed 3 straight tax returns, 2008, 2009, 2010, and now 2011, and I found out that I was actually being owed. You see, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll hit you with something, expecting you not to look into it, and come to find out they owe you and you don't owe them. The real reason why these IRS agents are being hired, and you could probably say, well, guns, this, that, and the other, and guess what? There's a lot of thoughts here that make you think that maybe these IRS agents are actually being brought up to actually go after your personal belongings, your weapons, and things. That maybe it's another way they're trying to go around and get it. By the way, I still stand by that video that I made about can they actually take our guns. I still stand by that. I advise you guys go watch the video. You guys can find it on my page. If you want me to, I'll leave it in the actual description box of this video here. But the thing is this right here. Who are these 87,000 agents going after, and why are they getting use of force training? I think the real reason why they're doing this is so that way they can go to people who, say like in my situation, file their taxes, and then they get a letter in the mail saying you owe us $500 or $600. What they're doing is they're sending these agents out to these homes is what they're going to do, and they're basically going to say you need to pay up right now. You need to pay up right away. You see the gun, you see this, that, and the other, you automatically equate them with law enforcement, and you say, okay, I'll pay it. You know, they basically what they're doing is basically serving you. Is practically what they're doing to get that little $500, that little $600, or that little say $150 that you owe. That right there is the real reason why they're doing it, and I would expect this to occur sometime late next year. You see, these IRS agents get hired, and then they've actually got to get trained. By the way, this use of force thing, it got pulled from their website. Why did it get pulled from their website? Because somebody called them out. They were getting called out on social media over this right here, but that does not mean that they're not going to be going after your money. Oftentimes what they'll do is they'll take it down and say, no, this was not what the purpose was. Okay, then why the hell did you take it down? Obviously, you got called out. Yeah, they don't intend on not doing this. The whole point of this is to go after low-income earners and take their money from them, bully them into giving them the $300 or $400 that they may owe them. So, guys, when you fill out your tax returns, especially over this near future we're going into, because let's be honest, our economy is probably going to crash in a year, and this is what these agents are for. They're all designed to go out there and go collect the last little bit of assets from people, or the last little bit of anything from people before they actually lose their money. I want you guys to make sure you guys understand, before at any point in time, when they come to say that you owe them money, make sure you take your ass to the Internal Revenue Service right away, or you take your ass to an attorney, if you can afford one, and you go ahead and find out exactly what the freaking deal here is and see if there's actually a way out. Because like I said, in my situation, they told me I owed them money. I went to the IRS itself, the actual Internal Revenue Service office where I lived at, and guess what they told me? You don't owe them anything. They actually owe you money. You see, it's a trick that they use to try to get quick money out of people. And now they've decided to add a bunch of hired muscle to go along with that. By the way, you guys will see in that video that I'm leaving in the description box, and you guys will see in the videos, which by the way are the channels, which by the way is the IRS YouTube channel. You'll see that a lot of these people who are going to be enforcing these rules, this edict, are overweight. They don't hold weapons properly. They're left-leaning. A lot of them are full of soy. Some of them are on the woke train. You're going to see a lot of this. Like I said before, this right here is a bullying tactic. And you probably say to yourself, you're probably saying to yourself, with the Mar-a-lago raid that occurred this past weekend, this right here is going to get pretty freaking hairy. And I believe that it is going to get pretty freaking hairy because let's just say that the song "Fortunate One," by Creedence Clearwater about Fortunate Son, I think it's "Fortunate One." Well, that little line where he talked about when the tax man come, basically was trying to say that the house itself was completely tore up. You're about to see a lot of things that, quite frankly, the founding fathers fought against going in the future. Now, what was the main issue, or what was the spark in the American Revolution? Taxes. You are about to see taxes become the catalyst to probably something else. And by the way, YouTube, I'm not advocating for. I'm just bringing up some historical context here. You are about to see things get absolutely lit. However, if I were you guys in the future, protect your assets, go ahead and set yourself budgets so that way you've got money. But remember, when the IRS comes to your door, make sure that you're ready to go to the Internal Revenue Office itself and find exactly what it is that you owe and make sure that it's not them who owes you anything. Because a lot of times, the government will actually neglect that information for you before they show up to actually take your stuff. Guys, Gear Issue 33. If you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Give me your thoughts, and I'll see you guys later.